Hello guys, today we're checking out a cool piece of portable DJ tech. This is the MixFader, and what it is a really compact Bluetooth crossfader which you can connect to your smartphone or tablet to control your DJ apps. So this is it. It's literally just a crossfader in a really small metal box. The fader itself is a really simple design yet feels really high quality. It's made of a full metal casing. On the top we have the actual fader, which feels really nice to use. On one side we have a single power button along with a small LED indicator. And on the other side is the USB input to charge the device. And finally on the bottom we have a sticky rubber surface so the fader won't move around while you're using it. While we're talking about that USB connection, it's important to mention that it's only used for charging. You can't use this as a USB Midi controller, it'll only work via Bluetooth with the app. Battery life on the device is stated to exceed 20 hours. So what about compatibility? Well, the MixFader currently works with iOS devices, so that's iPhone and iPads. It works with Android devices, it'll work with Windows mobile devices, and it will work with Mac computers. Basically, as long as your device has Bluetooth 4.0 or greater, you're ready to go. To get started, you need to download the MixFader app. I'm doing this demo here on an iPhone. For Android, iOS, and Windows mobile, you can find that in the App Store, and on Mac you can find that on the MixFader website. Once you've downloaded the app, make sure Bluetooth is turned on and it'll scan for your MixFader. I've already set mine up, so it's going to connect automatically. You can also connect up multiple MixFaders, up to 7 of them, to control other parameters of your software. The app is very simple. You can see my MixFader is connected and it displays the battery life in the top right. Here you can see the fader moving in real time. It's really fast and responsive. It's important to mention how little lag there is over Bluetooth. They quote an average of 5 milliseconds of latency over wireless. Press the 3 dots in the top right and you have the option to disconnect, edit and calibrate. If we go into edit, you can rename your MixFader, set a colour and make the LED on the MixFader flash to locate it if you have multiple faders. One slightly disappointing thing is the LED on the side of the MixFader isn't RGB. So when you set the colour of your MixFader in the app, that can't be then shown on the MixFader itself. The next important option is the Midi protocol slider. Currently the MixFader talks to a select few apps with native support. However, you can talk to other apps over the Midi protocol. Simply enable Midi with either control change mode or pitch mode. Just make sure the app you're running supports a Midi input. You can double tap on the picture of your MixFader and it will tell you more information, including how many times you've moved the crossfader, how many times you've connected the device, and even how many cycles you've put into the battery. So that's really all there is to the app. Further down you'll find there's a few other options like a frequently asked questions section, along with a compatible apps list. At the top you can see the main apps the MixFader is compatible with. Out the box it'll work natively with eDJing 5, eDJing Pro and eDJing Scratch. Those first apps with native support are developed by the same company who make the MixFader, so there's lots of really good integration there and you've got lots of controls with the app to adjust settings on the MixFader. It would be nice to start seeing more support from other apps to be able to control the MixFader natively. Through enabling Midi, you can also gain access to control some of the other apps listed below, though some of these will need you to connect through a computer rather than an iPhone I'm using here. So now I've got the software for Mac open and it's just as simple to use. Turn on Bluetooth and the MixFader will appear on the left hand side, then I just press connect to pair it to my Mac. You can see here we have all the same options as before, and what's really nice is the settings are all saved to the MixFader. So the Mac can recognise it as Joe's MixFader even though I've never connected it to this computer before. So to set it up with a piece of DJ software like Traktor was very simple. All I had to do was enable Midi from the MixFader app in control change mode, open up Traktor and in the settings add a new generic Midi device. Set the in port to Joe's MixFader, add a control input which I set to be the crossfader position, and then press learn and move the fader and it's all mapped. It's that simple. And because it's working over Midi, it can do more than just be a crossfader. You can map it to effects, to pitch, to any parameter in your software. So what is it actually like to use? Well, it's a lot of fun to play with. Now I'd say I'm not a big fan of touchscreen controls. I like having physical buttons. And I have apps on my phone like Traktor DJ, like Algorithm DJ, and all these great DJing tools right there on my mobile, but everything's through the touchscreen, and being able to be responsive and quick, that can be a bit of a challenge. So this little guy is actually quite a cool little idea. It gives you some kind of hardware control over your apps on your phone or your tablet. Now of course this isn't going to replace your big MIDI controller, it's not designed to do that. This is meant to be a portable solution, a cool gadget to put in your bag, allowing you some hardware control wherever you are. Now the one thing I will say is this isn't a particularly cheap little device, but you have to remember again, a lot of development has gone into this product to get it to do what it can do. It's a very clever device and it's also very high quality. The fader is great to use, and having that full metal casing, it just feels very robust. Now I'm not a scratch DJ myself, so I can't exactly comment on the quality of the Crossfader and how it works for someone who wants to use it for scratching on the go. However, as someone who likes to play around with DJ software and likes to mix music, this is a really cool little gadget to have in your bag, and it's a lot of fun to play with. So if you want to know any more information about the MixFader, I'll include some links in the description down below. And if you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.